Welcome everybody, Scott Cooks. Today we're going to do a low carb meal in our Ninja Foodi. We're going to make a mashed cauliflower to simulate mashed potatoes. Now I've had mashed cauliflower before, it's delicious. Don't knock it till you try it. And we're going to make a meatloaf, another very low carb meal. It'll have a couple carbs. I can't go zero carbs, it's like almost impossible for me anyway. But we're going to go low as we can get, and it's pretty low. And we're going to do all of that in our Ninja Foodi. And as a little treat, we're going to have some sweet potato wedges. Little carbs going on there, but very little. And we'll just have a couple wedges each on the plate. So we're going to do all of that. Now this is I don't want to say complicated, but this is a multi-stage process. So bear with me and let's get started. We're going to start right off with that cauliflower. I've got a really nice sized fresh head of cauliflower here. And I got my Ninja Foodi pot here with nothing in it. So as we cut this up, we're going to drop it into the pot. Now we don't have to cut this very small because we're going to pressure cook it. So first thing we want to do is core it. So we want to get some of the excess away. I like cauliflower. I'm not sure if you guys do or not, but let me tell you what we're about to do to it here. Mash it. Put some salt and pepper, some margarine on it. Really changes the texture and the flavor quite a bit. And I think if you give it a try, you might like it. So there's a couple different ways you can core this thing. Since I'm going to pressure cook this one, I don't really care what it looks like when I'm finished. So normally you would break it down into these little mini heads. But in this case, it makes no difference. Right over in the pot. And just don't use this really thick piece right here, the core. It will not tenderize under pressure, and it's not going to taste very good. Just barely cover with water and add some of your favorite seasoning to it. Treat it like a mashed potato. Don't go with any crazy stuff. Treat it like a mashed potato. My favorite. All right, get your Ninja Foodi. There's a lot of models out these days. I have the smart lid, but there's different ways. Some have a separate lid, whatever. Get it ready for pressure cooking. Make sure you set your seal, your vent at the top to seal. Set your time, 10 minutes. That was a small one. Let's go 10 minutes. Now, I don't need to tell you guys, there's about 1,000,001 recipes for making meatloaf. So for this stage of the game, you can follow me or just make your favorite meatloaf. So I'm going low carb. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do about a half a red pepper. I like red pepper. I'm going to do a little bit of onion, not a lot. I'm going to throw in some of these sliced mushrooms as well. I like these. We're going to put a little breadcrumbs in and some good old-fashioned yellow mustard. A little of our Himalayan pink salt, and that will be our meatloaf for tonight. right, we will be putting our meatloaf on the rack. We only need the bottom part of the rack. And as you can see, that's a pound of meatloaf. That's a big old chunk of meatloaf. So I'm gonna show you something that's just gonna make your life a little easier. Approximately cut it in half. 2 smaller meatloaves are gonna cook way better than 1 large one, okay? So what we're after is a nice oval shape, but we want to flatten it down a little bit. We want it thinner. That is really, really thick. Very hard to cook the meat all the way through on that, even in an oven. So we want to thin it down and get it like that. Anyway, they can go right over onto the rack. And they're still movable, so if you just give a little space between them, that is going to work out perfect. And why are we up here on the rack? What are we doing? Well, remember I said we were going to do a little sweet potato? We're going to roast those at the same time. They're going to be underneath. And that's why I chose the 90-10. Yes, I want some of the grease to drip down. It's going to help those potatoes cook. But I don't want to saturate them in grease. So this is going to just sit right on top of the potatoes on the bottom. And everything's get roasted and baked at the same time. And why am I doing this? I told you I was going to make potato wedges. Well, I am. Follow me to the foodie and I'll explain. All right, let me try to explain what I'm doing here. First off, I've got a little water in the bottom of the pot. We've got a rack. That's the other half of that rack the meatloaf is sitting on. Why am I doing that? Well, I need to elevate these. I don't want these in the water, but I do want to pressure cook them. And here's why. I'm going to pressure cook these for 3 minutes, but don't forget, it's going to take about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to build up pressure. While it's building up pressure, it's actually under pressure. Then I have to release the pressure. While the pressure is releasing, guess what? It's still under pressure a little bit. So I don't turn these into mashed potatoes. My goal is to simply slightly soften the insides. Slightly soften the insides. Then I will let them cool. I will cut those into wedges, and they will go underneath of the meatloaf when we cook it. This is our cauliflower. We're gonna mash it. It is well cooked. We can just use a fork, you can use a wooden spoon, use whatever you want to do. Mash it to whatever consistency you guys are looking for. I like mine about half mashed. I'm starting off here, just got me a little country crock margarine. Remember, we're treating it like a potato. I've already got some my Himalayan in there. I might add a little more. I think you can actually see it with the red pepper flakes. Actually, the red you're seeing was from the cutting board when I cut the red pepper. But that's okay. All right, so yeah, this is mashing up really nice. Now, I said treat it like a potato, didn't I? That, my friends, sour cream. If you're trying to make this a little more healthy, skip the sour cream or go with the low-fat sour cream. This is what I got. This is what I'm gonna use. I'm not looking for super, super healthy. I'm just looking for very, very low carb. And I don't think sour cream has any carbs in it, does it? Let's look. 1 gram of carbs for that entire container of sour cream. So yeah, we're looking good on the carb front here today. Anyway, continue, mix, put in whatever you guys like to put into your potatoes. Sour cream works really good. I have made 1,000,000 pounds of mashed potatoes with cream cheese in it. Yes, that is a secret that you don't ever want to tell nobody, because they're going to eat those mashed potatoes and say, oh my God, it's the best I've ever had in my life. Try it. Philadelphia, of course. Philadelphia cream cheese right in that mashed potato, but not tonight. Sour cream and butter. A little more seasoning, I think. Here we go. Pressure cooked and cooled down a little bit so we can handle them. We're going to turn these into sweet potato wedges. They're just the tiniest bit soft, which is what I was after. Oh yeah, that is going to cook up so good. So it's not soft like a sweet potato, like a mashed sweet potato, but I could slightly indent my finger in it. So that's going to really help these things cook up for us. Let's take these ends off. Skin on, guys. Especially with a sweet potato. Skin on, but I typically leave skin on all my potatoes.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by.
And this is going to be some kind of good. My goal here is bake roast 350 degrees. We'll be getting heat from the top and the bottom. And the very little bit of fat that drips down onto the potatoes is going to help get these things super crispy. You guys just find bake roast any way you can. Everybody's is different. I'm going to go low and slow. We're going to go to 25 minutes, but I doubt we get all the way there. I'm expecting this to be done at 20, and I have a Thermopen instant read thermometer. I'll be checking it starting around 15 minutes. I'll be checking the temperature. Well, here you go, guys. This is my version of a low-carb dinner. Here we go. We're going to cut into this guy. This is one. Remember, I made two. I've already temperature checked them with my probe. So these are perfectly cooked. Just a tad over 160, maybe 162. Absolutely perfect. I want you to look at these fries. First, notice how the fork just fell right through them. But yet I have a crispy skin and a crispy exterior. It's from the bake roast, and I let you know right now, I did hit the air fry on them when I got the meatloaf out for about 5 minutes to get that extra little bit of crisp that I wanted. Meatloaf first, and again, my goal is very simple. Low carb, but really good tasting food. And hopefully I've achieved that. I'm pretty sure I have. Ooh, hot. I feel very hot. Ah, the first thing that hits you is that blast of red pepper. Love that. It's tender. It's juicy. It's a little crispy on the outside from the bake roast, which is basically air fryer. Let's go for one of the potatoes now. Sweet potatoes. You can call them parboiled, basically. I pressure cooked them for 3 minutes. Oh. That's heaven there. And our pretend mashed potatoes, which is pressure cooked cauliflower, smashed up with a little sour cream, a little butter, salt and pepper. Okay, it does not taste like a potato, don't get me wrong, guys. But it is an excellent substitute. Cauliflower is great. Little salt and pepper, a little butter, it's all you need. It's an excellent vegetable. We've got a 3-course meal, all made in the Ninja Foodi. And I don't know the carb count. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to figure that out. But I'm going to guess it's pretty darn low for this meal on this plate. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you're trying any fancy no carb, low carb stuff. I'd like to hear about it. And I guess that's it. We'll see you on the next video.